Hi everybody, welcome back to Move and Groove. It's Danielle. Today's a cold and rainy day here in Chico, California, but I still need to get outside and move my body a little bit. And I thought today would be a good day to do some yoga, in particular yoga postures for balance and stability and groundedness. I feel like that's something that we could all use right now. There's just so much going on right now in the world and so many unknowns, and it's super easy to go way out into the future and spin on things that haven't happened but might happen and create more of an anxious situation in this current moment. So I know no better way than to get totally grounded and totally back to the present moment than doing a balance posture in yoga, because you have to concentrate all of your efforts and your energy in order to actually not fall over. So it's a great way to bring everything back, to bring all your energy and thoughts back to what's happening right now, which is your breath and your movement. So I'm not a certified yoga teacher, but I've been doing yoga for a long time, since I was 18 years old, so 27 years now. It's really helped me in some hard times that I've gone through in my life. I had this vertigo, dizziness, health crisis a few years ago, and the feeling of vertigo would come on, and I would feel like I was going to have a stroke or something imminently horrible was going to happen to me. And then after that, this feeling of sort of generalized disequilibrium sort of set in. And I found during that time where my anxiety from the vertigo and dizziness just went through the roof, yoga was one of the ways that I could return back to a sense of calm and acceptance, and really the only time in the day I felt like I actually wasn't dizzy. And so it was a great lesson for me that the vertigo was very real, but the disequilibrium that I experienced on a daily basis was a result more of me worrying about the possibility of the vertigo coming on again rather than it actually being a thing. Because when I was doing yoga, in particular the balance postures, I was able to feel completely centered and completely balanced and stable. And it was a great life lesson to me. So during this time, I think it's really important that we do things that return us back into the present moment. And for me, exercise is a great way to do this. And then, like I said, yoga, and in particular the balance postures, because they require your utmost concentration and energy. So as always, I know that we're all at different levels in terms of physical mobility and physical agility. And so you do whatever you can do. Don't push yourself past a point that's uncomfortable where you might get hurt, or where you might pull a muscle or something like that. So really tune in and listen to your body. That's what this is all about. The foundation of yoga is breath coordinated with movement. So you really want to start to go inwards and start to pay attention to your breathing. And even before we start this, you can even sit on your own and just start to inhale and count to maybe 5 or 6, and then let your exhale be slightly longer. Count maybe to 6 or 7. So really elongate your inhales and exhales. And you'll notice, first of all, that this will help you get into your body and help to calm you down, hopefully. So then the second thing that you want to do when we're doing these postures is just to notice what happens when you shift your weight within your body. So like I said, there's going to be varying levels of ability of everyone that's watching right now, and you can just experiment with just a slight shift of weight and how that feels. And notice when you do shift, how much more concentrated you are and attuned to everything that's going on. And it really helps you to develop a feeling of groundedness and strength and stability. So I'm going to do 5 different postures with you, and 3 of them are going to be from a standing position, and then 2 will be using both of our feet, but there'll be balanced postures as well. So for each of them, I'll show you a modification, and if you feel good in that place, just stay there. If you want to do more, then you can follow along with me. Obviously, you can stay in these poses longer than I am, whatever feels good for you. I'm going to try to stay in each posture for 3 breaths. So 3 full inhales and exhales, and then I'm going to switch leg, because we want to do all of these on both legs with both sides in order to integrate our entire body. I'm outside just because I needed a break from being inside and the news on and just everyone kind of running into each other. But you can be wherever you want to be. You can be in your bedroom, in your living room. I have a yoga mat that I laid down. You don't have to have a yoga mat. You can just do it on the ground or the carpet. You can use a blanket, whatever. So we're just going to be standing. We're not going to be flowing or moving. Let's start with the first posture, which is going to be the tree pose. The first thing that I'll do, like I said, is I will just shift my weight to one leg, and then I'll lift my other foot slightly off of the ground. You can even keep your other foot halfway on the ground, and that is a shift of weight, and it is a balanced pose. But if you want to take it up to the next level, you can bring your foot all the way up into your inner thigh, or you can even fold it over on the front of your thigh. I have a lot of tightness in my hips, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pull my leg up and rest it on my inner thigh, and then stay there on each leg for 3 breaths. Also, one last thing is you want to find something to focus on that's somewhat beyond your field of vision, maybe like 10 feet away, and that's not moving, something that's stationary, so not a person or an animal or something like that. And if you really focus your gaze on that, it will help you to maintain the balance as well. Okay, let's do this. All right, how did that go? So did you notice that I fell out? So it happens. If you fall out, just get back in it. And that's a lesson also in patience and in perseverance. And some days we're more balanced than others. On some sides of one side of your body, you might have more balance than another side, right? The next pose is super fun and also kind of tricky. It's called the eagle pose. And the trickiness comes because we're going to be wrapping our legs and wrapping our arms around each other. And so if that's too much, again, you don't have to do the wrapping. So I'll show you the first move as the modified move, and then I'll show you I'll come back and I'll explain what to do if you want to do the full wrapping movement. So that would be the first movement. Now, if you want to do the wrapping, you're going to shift your weight completely to your left foot, and you're going to take your right leg and you're going to try to wrap it around your left leg and hook it around your back calf. And then you're going to take your left arm and put it over your right arm, cross it at the elbows, and then you're gonna bring your arms together in front of your face like this. So both your legs and your arms are wrapped up like that. And then if you're here, you can sink down even more. And you'll notice that this is a pretty intense stretch for your back and your shoulders right here too. So you're working your legs and your shoulders and your balance. This is a complicated move. So again, if you're not up to this level, just do what I just showed you, where you just slightly wrap, cross the leg over, and then breathe there. But if you're up for the full eagle, then let's do it together. How did it go? Whenever I do that posture and I come out of it, I feel really centered and stable. The last standing posture that we're going to be doing is called the bow pose. So the first level would be to shift your weight to one leg and to grab the inside of your foot, the arch of your foot, and you can just stand there holding onto your foot. If you want to take it to the next level, then you're going to start to bend over and bring your other opposite arm forward, and then your back leg that's holding onto your foot is going to come up above your head like you're pulling back a bow. Okay? So here we go. Whew, that was the hardest of all the balance poses so far, I think. And it's interesting to notice what happens in your mind when your body starts to move into a more difficult position and your breath starts to shorten, to get faster, and you start to think more about everything that's going on. So it's a good lesson for you really to come back to the immediate moment and actually just to be okay also with whatever's going on and wherever you're at. So now we're going to move into some other balanced postures, but we're going to be using both feet when we do these. So the first one is called a toe stand, and it's good to stretch out all of the muscles and tendons in your feet. We're going to be resting on our heels, but up on the balls of our feet. All right, last and final pose is called the crow pose. This one is challenging because we're going to be shifting our weight into our hands, and we're going to be using our arms to hold up our entire body. So this is something you need some upper body strength in order to do this, because you're holding up your body with your arms now. So if you don't have that upper body strength yet, it's okay. You can continue to build it. So do push-ups or do other exercises where you build up your upper body strength. And if you want right now, you can just practice shifting your weight onto your hands from your body, even if it's for a millisecond or a second, and just see how that feels for you. So the one thing you want to remember is don't go too far forward, because you don't want to fall on your face. It really hurts. So here we go with the crow pose, and again, do what you can. Okay, I'm gonna do the crow. Watch out. Yeah. Okay. All right, there we have it, our balance postures for today. Whenever you're feeling overwhelmed and like you're going too far out into the future, try to do one of these postures at home and really get yourself back into the present moment. So thanks again for tuning in with me today, and stay strong and stay happy and stay healthy, and I will see you all soon.